Hello, my name is Jim Mullany from SciTech Process Solutions. Today is Tuesday, March 24th, 2000. Hope everyone's doing the best they can with the COVID-19 virus. Obviously, it's not a good thing, and a lot of our company is working out of their house now. We do have projects with the biotechnology, medical, and defense industry. That's why we still have a partial staff working here. In fact, this is a tool that's going to I would say biotechnology or medical shipment too. We do not give our customers' names out on these videos because they're put on our YouTube channel, but we do reference their PO so they know it's them. It's 2020000056. So this is a 870F spin wrench dryer. This system has the traditional semi-tool PSC 101 controllers. That's a single recipe controller. Out of the some of the traditional options, the customer has picked the water recirculation. I can see back here it has the water recirculation valves on top and bottom. Also, on the back of the rinser dryer, we have our labeling. This is system model 870F as in Frank, serial number SRD 01253, and remanufactured 3 of 2020. It also gives our URL and our number for support to give us a call. This customer actually runs a custom substrate. They're utilizing the EPB 156 by 156 cassette. Those rotors are down on our EP shop now. They're fully manufactured and fully balanced. For this demo today, we happen to have a 6-inch cassette here and a 6-inch cassette there, just for mimicking the size. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and start the process. First, I'll show you what the process is. Then I'll go ahead and start it and talk about a remanufacturing process during the run. So to see what our process is, let me just go for reference. We have a 30-second rinse, traditional, at 600 RPM. A quick purge, 10 seconds, 1800, which is traditional. Dry 1, 90 seconds for 1800 RPM, which is good. And dry 2, 210 seconds for 600 RPM, which is good. That's a pretty typical process for spin rinse dryers. So on a normal rinser dryer, it's simple. Customer comes in, they have their cassette, like so. They simply load it and hit start. You'll see the DI coming on. There we go. Down here, the same thing. Here's your cassette. Load it and hit start. As you can see, the doors lock. The doors are locked, so they don't open, so there's no leaking. So as we're going through the process, first I'll explain the traditional spin rinse dryer process. You have a rinse, and that rinse is whatever variety of time the customer wants. Most customers don't run more than 2 minutes in the rinse because the cassette should have been cleaned in their wet process before here. This is more for quality control. Then you have a purge. What that does is it blows the DI water out of the water line, so no water drips back inside the tool. We then have a dry 1, which is a high RPM dry. That's meant to sling the water off of the wafer and off the substrate. Then you go into dry 2, which is a lower RPM, back to around 600, and you use the elongated time to do centrifugal drying, bowl blanket heating drying, and N2 heating to dry all the substrates. So the machines right here are in dry 1, 1800 RPM, 18. The traditional PSC 101 fluctuates plus or minus anywhere from 4 to 6 RPM. That's kind of standard, even more sometimes. SciTech does have a state-of-the-art replacement slick device controller that is enhanced. This customer opted not to go with that for this tool, but this tool is retrofittable to our state-of-the-art controller. So while we're waiting here, we have 30 seconds to dry 1. I'll talk about our remanufacturing process. So at SciTech, we can build any size, any configuration rinser dryer. We can do the F, which is this system, which uses a brushed motor and a Fairfoot seal. We can do the S model like Sam, which uses a brushless motor and a Labyrinth air seal. And there's also a combination of that system that uses both Fairfoot and air. And then we do the more traditional ST units that are found all around the world. So what happens is when we sell a rinser dryer, we figure the configuration out, and then we have lots of tools in stock. We break them down and build them up to whatever size needed. If it's a 4-inch tool, it needs to go to 8-inch. We have our bowl manufacturer. We make bigger bowls. We build brand new frames. We do brand new poly. We can do anything in-house we need to. So then the heads are built up In the dry manufacturing area, when it's just a head on a table, a stainless steel table, no poly, no frame, nothing here. Then they go through a quality control test in dry test. Once the system passes, it's moved into wet test, just the head itself, like this. And again, no poly, no frame. It goes through wet testing. It has another QC in here. Once it passes that, in this case, both heads, they are then put into the frame with all the poly off. They're running approximately 50 times for debugging, making sure there's no water leaks, burning all the valves in, making sure all the heater blankets work, and so forth. Then what we do is the final step is we put the poly on, put our labeling on, and then we do the video for the customer. So it's a very rigid process we do. All of our engineers and technicians build the same exact way, so all of our tools come out the same way. In fact, if you look at this tool, you would think it's brand new. This customer received a brand new frame, and this is all brand new poly. Because we didn't have 870s in stock, we took smaller systems, put new bowls in, and then brand new frame and brand new poly. So this system is in excellent shape. Besides spin wrench dryers, we have a variety of other tools. In the last 2 months, we've shipped Branson etchers. We've done 3 different high pressure and mask and wafer cleaners. We've done, I don't know, probably 25 rinser dryer double stacks. We do microscopes. We do deck tacks. We do a 10-core profilometry tools. We also do the KLA particle counters, the traditional 4500 and 5500, then the whole 6000 class, 6200, 6400, 6220, etc. So if you go to our website at scitechprocess.com, on the left-hand side you'll see a variety of buttons. The first 7 buttons are all semi-tool related. The first 3 are the tools, S, F, and ST. You can see all the configurations we have. The second 3 are spare parts. For this tool right here, we have 100% spare parts. Everything you see here we can do brand new. Controllers we can build new, but we don't have to because we have over 100 controllers in stock now because we've been selling so many of our slick device. They replace these controllers, they're being traded in. We actually have a huge warehouse full of just 101 and 102 controllers. So we do heater blankets, ACR valves, motors. We do the pressure sensors. That's both the 8 psi for the N2 and the 20 psi for incoming. We do new SMC valve upgrades. Every one of our tools gets a new SMC valve upgrade. The old Humphrey valves are discontinued. We sell them fully tested as a spare part, but we upgrade all of our own rebuilds to the SMC valves for longevity. Okay, we have about 15 seconds left on the top one. At the end of the process, it winds down at 70 RPM. It's called a rotor stop positioner, RSP. It'll fire in the back. It has an extension on it. It'll roll against the cam to find a flat, and then it'll upright, we call home position, which is 12 o'clock. Once that happens and the rotor stops at 12 and the RPM goes on to 0, I'll hear the door release and I can open it up. Okay, we're spinning down now. As you can see the RPMs. And there we go. I just heard it. And then we're uprighting. Bottom one is going to do pretty soon too. You'll see it's a 200. I just heard this release. I'll show you in a second. And right about, there we go. I heard the RSP fire. That'll upright. So the first thing I like to check, hot end 2. Yep, nice and hot there. Then I like to look at the substrates and cassettes. I look for dry wafers and a nice warm cassette. This is perfect. The bowl looks beautiful. Everything's great. At SciTech, we have our own proprietary bowl processing. We have our own special bead blasting machine with our own special beads that we actually do a bead blast of older bowls, take any contaminants out of them, send them back out to be re-electro polished so they're in like new condition. The bottom one, nice and warm, feels good. Don't want to burn my hand. Wafers look good. Cassette looks good. Okay, so that is going to conclude this quick video source inspection of this semi-tool 870F. The customer is in dire need of it. He calls every day, which we understand. And if this video will be sent tonight, if he okays it, we'll create it tomorrow and get it shipped off. This customer is in California in the Bay Area, so it's a one-day shipment. And then by Thursday, we'll have the rotors back to him also, so he can get the tool install the rotors, which are very simple, and be able to start running his process. If there's any questions, feel free to call our main office at 916-786-6600. 797-9000 and ask for anyone in our sales organization. Thank you. Have a great day.